All right. I'm going to do my best to speak up a bit, so hopefully you shouldn't have a hard time hearing me. Um, okay, so here's where we're at. I have realized that despite my realizations that I am largely a social player, um, I have the capacity to make some moves, and I think it's about time I started making them. The going theory that I had running through my head yesterday was that Taste and I would have to essentially pretend to be at odds with one another so that the perception of us wouldn't be so, you know, tight as it is. That doesn't work, and I don't think it works for a couple of reasons. And one is that I've said it before and I'll say it again, Taste plays differently than me. I do not think that I could manage that dynamic and make it work in a way that serves my game, and so I'm not going to do that. Here's what I'm planning on doing instead. And this flies quite in the face of the notion that you can't play to the end, which is kind of my working theory for Survivor. Um, I have indeed, though, seen a path for me. The challenge and what I will not forget is that every player sees a path for themselves. So here is the proposed path that I have in my mind. The LP contingency, I believe, is defunct. They showed it pretty much last time. But we can still use that narrative. At least I think I can still use that narrative to drive one of them away. I do have fears about probably Drake making it to the end, just a person who has just generally been nice, and I think she could very easily just pick up all of the LP votes. That could just happen, especially since Sally's over there. And he might, as a juror, just try to rally everyone against it. So I really rally everyone against the other players and, basically move votes to the Let's Play people. That doesn't work for me. Not because I want to win, but I don't want Drake to win. I like Drake, but I don't want Drake to win. I'm okay now with Chaos winning. Chaos has shown that he's got stuff. He had a pretty botched little move, there. And by the way, I did reach out to Chaos and made good. I explained everything about why I wasn't on that vote. He seems to understand it, and the reason for it was simply that vote. What Chaos was trying to do, the numbers that he thought he had on spokes, were just absurd. It was me, and it was Taste, and it was Bunny, and it was Hashel. It was like just people who have never worked together. And I understand where he came from, but it wasn't going to work. So, okay, let's figure out my path though. Here is how I'm kind of seeing things. Next up to go is Blaze. Blaze hasn't really meant anything to me one way or the other. Haven't really spoken too much with her. Haven't really talked much game with her. But Taste has, and he, for whatever reason, is somewhat attached to her, and it's kind of getting in the way. It's just a distraction. So the way I see it is we use the LP boogeyman to get rid of Blaze, and after that, one of two things could happen. But ideally, I think Hashel goes next. I do like Hashel. I like playing with Hashel, but at that point, Taste is going to be really nervous if we don't get rid of Hashel. He has such an axe to grind that I think we'll have to throw Taste Hashel. And then the game gets interesting. So at that point, the way I see it, we've got Chili, Merc, Jose, Taste. Then you've got Chaos, Drake, Spokes. Okay. From there, I want to collaborate with Jose and Merc to kick out Spokes. The reason for that is that it's not what Taste wants. Taste Taste has made promises to people that I have had nothing to do with. And when you have a final two with someone, when you make promises of final three and final fours to other people, it kind of fucks with the final two's plans. I don't want a final three with Drake, nor do I want a final four with Spokes. I never agreed to those things. Taste did. So I think what needs to happen is I need to blindside Taste, not get Taste out. I will never write Taste's name down, and I promise that. But we never, and we talked about this, we never agreed that we were going to play the same game. I don't think it's possible that both of us make it to the very end without one of us doing something like this. I think I need to strike first. I am far more interested in walking down through this game with Jose and Merc than he is. Taste, right now, wants to form some kind of a five with me, him, Chaos, Blaze, and Drake. And I don't see the logic to that at all. We're already in a 4 that's working perfectly. Why would we fuck it up? So we X out Spokes at that point, and now it's basically Merc, Jose, and myself, and Taste, and Chaos and Drake. If Taste wants to, he can try to rouse those other two up against us. I don't see how that works out for anybody. People aren't going to go to Rocks. He'll have to come over. He'll have to come back. And at that point, we will pick off Chaos. We will pick off Drake. And then the 4 of us will be at the end as according to plan. That's kind of how I see it. And why I really like that is I'm good with any of the 4 of us winning. And I want a good winner. If I'm on the jury, I want to be able to feel good about my jury pick. Like I said, Chaos has stepped up, and I've been at least happy to see some drive. But it's really important for me to continue to last as long as I have, and I also want to continue to play with Merc and Jose. I don't want to turn on them. Taste thinks we might want to turn on them now so that we can firm up this other 5. Here's the thing. He's not necessarily wrong. I do think that there is a way to get in right now and turn on Merc and Jose and play this game with Blaze, Chaos, and Drake. I just don't want to do that. I'm having fun where I'm at. Like, if this were a game for $1 million, maybe. But I'm enjoying this 4. We've been a tight 4. I don't really want to go anywhere. So there's merit to what he wants, but it's not really what I want. And I don't think I've pulled off any big moves, and I'm not one to just do big moves to do them. But it does seem to me like I don't really have any reason to go to that side over the side that I'm at now. So my plan, at least for now, is to stay tight with the Mafia 4, to start up a little 3-chat between myself, Merc, and Jose, and see how we figure out a way to oust Spokes. How the idol gets played here is also interesting. I'm going to need it at some point, especially when it's time to make that move. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure when that happens, but it's an unpredictable game. And so you plan the dive and you dive the plan. Right now, I think it's in everyone's interest to get rid of Blaze, because I don't see how Blaze really helps anyone's game. She's just kind of there. I guess Taste thinks she's a number for him. I don't really count on her at all. So we'll see how it ends up. We'll see. But for now, that's kind of where my head's at, and I'm happy that I have at least some kind of plan or a path.